Now here we're starting with the graph of f of x equals absolute value of x. We're going to use that to get a graph of g of x equals negative absolute value of x. So we need to start with our graph of f, and this is going to be our absolute value function, our standard or common absolute value function, which has that V shape. And so we'll go ahead and plug in the numbers from negative 2 to 2 here, plug in the integers from negative 2 to 2. So the absolute value of negative 2, the absolute value of negative 1, and of 0, 1, and 2. So we're going to see this V shape emerge with the tip of the V right there at the origin. So this is our graph of f of x, which is our common absolute value function. And we're going to use that to help us graph g of x, which is negative absolute value of x. So in order to do that, we need to know what type of transformation is being indicated by that equation. In other words, how does that negative affect things? Whenever we see a negative, that's going to result in a reflection. Now it's either going to be a reflection over the x-axis or a reflection over the y-axis. Here our negative is outside of the absolute value, so it's affecting our old y coordinates. Again, you see in this table here that we got the y coordinates in our table by evaluating the absolute value of x. In our function g of x, we're taking negative the absolute value of x. We're taking the negative of our old y coordinates. Well, if I keep an x coordinate the same, let's just look at this point 2, 2 here as an example. If I keep an x coordinate the same, but I take the negative of the y coordinate, that's going to put it down at 2, negative 2. And that results in essentially flipping it over the x-axis. So this is a reflection over the x-axis. So we're just going to take each of the other points and reflect it or flip it over the x-axis. That point at the origin there is on the x-axis, so it would stay there when we reflect it. Reflect this over the x-axis, reflect it over the x-axis. So that gives us this upside down V shape as the graph of our function g of x.